Enough, but here we go. Welcome. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And it's a beautiful day outside, too. It's a really nice night last night, also. So I'm glad I got a chance to get down there. That's the Mount Carmel Church in Patchogue. Had a chance to meet with a number of the people from the Long Island Eats a Drag Strip, talking about a few things going on, including about that HIA trade show. So we'll see who can get down there to participate in any way, shape, or form, but certainly be a big networking opportunity for so many people. So whatever, if you have the time to do that, do that. It's going to be May 26th from 9 to 3, Suffolk Community College, Brentwood campus. Can't believe I had to think about what the date was on that one. I've probably been spinning this out altogether too much for quite a while. All right, let's just jump over here onto Facebook, edit the audience, which I should have done before. We'll go into that and make that work. And this way we can go. Boom, edit audience. And there we go. We're public. That's good. Let's go back to StreamYard. And we'll stick up comments over there. So if anybody decides to chime in, it would be an absolute pleasure to have you here. All right. So the car show, Mount Carmel Church. Patchogue was yesterday. Broke out the camera. So let's go see what we can do here and pick up some of the. Let's go share screen. Share screen. And we could go pick up that stuff. Share. I think it's on the Windows this time around. And I have closed it. That was not too good. Let's cancel that. Now let's go back. All right, another learning moment here, right in front of your eyes, as that takes place. Let's go that way. Let's try that. Screen share. We'll go back. Window. Cars. Boom. And that should be fine. Let's make this full screen, and we're all set over there. So anyhow, I took a photo of not of every car. There was quite a few. It was a lot of cars down there last night, but took a couple that I found to be of a little particular interest. This happens to be one of them. Still shocking that some of these cars are street legal, but you know, they are, or they are. Let's just go with they are. It's kind of neat. This was the car we put in the front. It is for sale. And if I remember correctly, it was about $13,000 for that car. So you want to drive something that's eye-catching, this would be the way to go. Definitely something different. You talk about branding. Whoop, let's just go back over here a couple photos. Talk about branding. That's a car that people will be talking about. And if that fits your brand, hey, you know what? That may not be a bad thing. So if you're into car restoration, you're a historian or something like that, that'd be an interesting one. Definitely interesting. Next up, this car. They have a nice little paint job on that one. Caught my attention. And folks hanging out in the car over there to the right. This one reminded me back in high school. Had a friend that had a Nova and did all kinds of work on it. But if you ever ran across this thing, they'd get a kick out of that. This one was odd. Let me just say, that was flat out odd. Those tires, we were all kind of joking around, not with the owner of the car. It's like, how long do those tires last at that kind of an angle? I don't know. And then on the other side, you can see the brand new sticker tires. I can't imagine them wearing, terribly well or driving around on the streets, and it's such a low profile car. That doesn't really work either. Smoother streets would be better. Yeah, absolutely. Taking that out to a track, I think that would be kind of cool. Road racing track, I think, for that one. So as that kind of goes, neat little paint job on there too. Engine. So here again, trying to practice up some of those photographic skills. So you take a photo of an engine on the side or straight on. I say like the side photo a little bit better. And if I could adjust the lighting on that, and I didn't Photoshop this stuff at all, just made a few adjustments in the camera, but they were minor. And just to make it a little bit more, I don't know, dramatic in color. Maybe that is a Photoshop thing, which again have not done. Not going down that route. Here's the Grasshopper. That was a cool car. I got a couple of other shots of that one a little bit further on too. Obviously catching everybody's attention as that drives down the in the parking lot over there. This one too. Had a chance to speak to the owner of the car. That's the guy that you'd see on the right. About that, and he's actually at this point in time looking to get the whole history of the car. And he was telling me about two prior owners, where it came from, and stuff like that. Really, interesting. A lot of things are interesting about this whole aspect of it, but it was interesting how much he really wanted to know about the ownership of the car, where it's been, stuff like that. Nice looking car, very clean, absolutely gorgeously clean as that goes. And another attention grabbing color as we'd have it. This one, that's what I thought my father would get a kick out of. Yeah, he had owned a 57 Chevy at some point in time. I'm not too sure it looked like this. My guess is he probably didn't do any kind of any changes on the car, but so thought it'd be pretty cool. So we'll send him that photo too. This way, go take a peek at it. This is an oldie. This one I saw the Oceanside High School students, put together a rat rod. Kind of looks like this a little bit. And then there was the Long Beach students that built a car or rebuilt a car look like this. And they've got that one all painted up and done across the board. The Oceanside High School, they're in the midst of continuing to put this thing together. And I spoke to the teacher down there. And I was telling him, about the paint and stuff like that. How that's another vocational aspect as it goes with the students working on the cars. I mean, think about that, right? You get a car that looks like this, and then one that's painted up. Is that the automotive students doing that, or now all of a sudden we're into the graphic students? Whether it be art, graphic artists, sometimes it's not paint; it's the wrapping that gets put on these cars. Figuring out what kind of logos to use, color schemes, so many different aspects of it. But so I spoke with him, and he thinks they're just going to keep the car, as it is. Maybe paint it up a little bit this way it doesn't rust, things like that. But I think that's kind of cool too. Really shows off the amount of work they put into it. So there's something to be said for a lot of these things. Now you talk about paint jobs. Here, gray paint, right, on that car, but you get that mural in there. Wow. Wow. Now I didn't ask if that was hand painted or if it was a decal. Actually, never saw the owner of the car, just the car itself. But that's another eye-catching car, and I think that's the only one there with this kind of a photo that you have on there. It's another question too. I think that's the only two I have of the car. No, I got the logo here too. It's like if you're a photographer, which angle are you doing? I cut off some of the back end of the car, so that's probably not the best thing to do. And then, of course, if you're taking pictures at a car show like this, well, the cars are together, so you can't get a clean background on there unless you go into the Photoshop world and do all the rest of that kind of stuff. But so the question here, is which is the best photo? You have this one of the car. Granted, I think if the whole car was there, that would have worked out pretty well. This one, I'm right. I think again we'll go with the branding side of it. The drawing, the photo that's there, the paint that's there is the standout item, and then this one. So I'm gonna go with that. Would have been the best photo if I had the whole car there. Just saying. As it. This looks like original issue. I don't know if they don't done any work on the whole thing, but it's there. Who's driving past? This gentleman's something else. The guy that drives this car, Bigfoot or Espo Foot. He is very interested in doing these high school career days or getting out in front of students, different groups, car shows, things like that. With the car. To go and talk. You also, kind enough, and the reason why he's got the ladder there too, if anybody wanted to go up and take and stand in the bed area, you could certainly do that. really nice guy. So hoping that we could help him along in his quest over there, get that car out there a bit more, and who knows, maybe inspire a couple of students with a portion of that thing actually catches their fancy. Could be the car itself, could be the monster truck side of it, could be the paint job, could be the engine work, could be. Here's another one. Going back to that high school memory, you know, uh, same kind of car. Really looks nice and clean. If I remember before we painted it too, it was also it was a gray flat uh, paint job that was on there before it got going. This one too, another one. Oh, it's a beautiful color. Send that one out to Dad. Maybe you get a kick out of that one. This one, and waiting for Fonzie to show up. Actually, did meet the guy, Arthur Fonzarelli. He was out at the show. Is at Bald Hill, Long Island, and it was just him. It was actually Henry Winkler that was there, not Fonzie. But he was just out there. It was really cool. And just wasn't a big deal. You had a chance to chat with him. He was sitting there like everybody else, signing autographs if you so wanted. Just neat. So that was kind of cool. I could see him driving around that one. Maybe we get him and the rest of the rest of that gang together. That'd be a heck of a reunion, a Happy Days reunion, that kind of thing. It's another oldie. This van, kind of cool. So it was one of those swims that was raising money for something. Oh, I can't think of the name of the cartoon. The cartoon with Scooby and the rest of the gang in there. So that van was down there too. Can't think of the name of it. I'll think of it afterwards. I got another couple minutes before we go with it. Here's another one. This probably looked much more like my dad's car back in the day. Right? It was just straightforward. It was just the car, that kind of thing. So we'll send him out a couple of those photos. We'll see if we get some feedback from him as to which is the car of his. And then here we end with this guy. Let me tell you, really nice stuff. I think we got 2 more photos after him. Again, he was explaining the car to me. He was explaining where he's taking the car and all the rest of that stuff. But that, I think, is the coolest side of it. Right there, that father-son thing. Next generation of car enthusiasts, there. Will there be internal combustion cars? I don't know. I think that'll change up quite a bit, as that goes along. But this whole thing is like quite the experience with so many families, and this is definitely a family thing, without a doubt. Different groups. There are cars down there, as you saw, with the beautiful paint jobs, and there are cars down there with no paint jobs. There are cars that are brand new, like the car with the slanted tires. And there are other cars that are down there that are just kind of next to race cars. The age group, you're looking at him. There was also somebody down there had an 8-month-old kid in it was a remote controlled car that the dad was driving or controlling on the thing. And the car was a little bit bigger than a stroller. And he was around the parking lot over there. It was kind of cool. So, you got like really, really young. So you got this gentleman, and then there's the grasshopper as it was one of the final photos on that one. Whoop, and that was a little bit too far as that goes. But really neat to see that. And I got a photo in here someplace of the 4 gentlemen sitting in front of their car as talking about what they were doing. Where are we back here? Let's see if we got it. Oh, and let's close that out. There was 4 other guys. Hey, guys. There was 4 other guys that were out there. I don't know where I put that photo. I thought I had that one. We'll see if we could locate it as we're talking here. But these 4 guys, they're hanging out over there, in front of their car, and they were just having a grand old time, just really enjoying themselves. So that was kind of neat, to go and see. When we talk about the varied age groups, it certainly is there. It is without a doubt really amazing in that respect. And I really think that's something that should be celebrated, in a big way. I got to find that. I just had it here, and I really wanted to show that photo. We're going to locate it. Got to keep talking, right? Otherwise, we get dead air. Don't want to have dead air space or anything like that. Let's see. OneDrive, photos, 511. That was today. That was the photos we had over there from yesterday's show. There it is. All right, let's go see if we could bring this back on our very relaxed and informal program here today. Let's go back to share screen. I do appreciate the patience with this. There we go. There are four guys in a car that, well, one of them owns, not too sure. But, yeah, I mean, that's really it. You got such an age group differential between that little 8-month-old and these guys that are a little bit more than 8 months old that are down there. It is kind of got that boating aspect of different things that go along with it. Hey, Kurt, wife Karen, and yeah, well, yeah, Karen's asking, should we have purchased one of them? Yeah, go back to this one. There's the one. Let's go. We'll throw that one back on there. What do you think? All right, that'd be kind of cool. No room for the puppy dog on that one there. Puppy dog got a German Shepherd rescued from Ollie's Angels. Let's see if we get them involved. Not in this, but in some other event for them that's coming up. But what do you think? Yeah, can you see me driving around in this thing? You know, that'd be kind of cool, memorable as that goes. So we'll get rid of that. but here's the thing. So you get the age group that's all over the place, the diversity of income brackets that are there, levels of expertise with the cars. I mean, there were some folks I think they just cleaned the car up and brought it out there. I parked my car in the back, whatever. As that goes. Others not. There was a couple of motorcycles that were down there too, so that was interesting to see. They're there. They're there. And how many cars? I don't have the head count on the whole thing, but it was hundreds of cars. They came in, they parked, they stayed for a while, left. It was a social thing. As you see, the guys with the beach chairs. And it really reminded me so much of that boating community, which I was involved with a while back, prior to marriage, dare I say. I'll let you comment on that one. But although we helped it, I kept it a little bit after the marriage thing got along. But it was very family. It was very social. It was very weather related too, as these things go. And then they're yakking about the boats and what's going on. I remember we had a wooden boat. Father owned a wooden boat, and it was just rewarding. I'm going to use that word. Working on the wood. I didn't work on the engines. I didn't know anything about that stuff. Still don't know anything about that. As the gentleman with that orange car started explaining to me about the engine that was in there, I was like, dude, it's just like, slow down. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm interested in the stories behind the whole thing, but I just don't know. Same thing with the boats. I had a fast boat at one point in time. You want to ask me what kind of engine was in there? Don't know. You want to talk to me about actually piloting the boat, going different places with it? That I can tell you. I always enjoy the driving aspect of these things, which is the same thing with the road courses, which I kind of veered a little bit more toward. I enjoy the road racing, even with NASCAR. I enjoyed the road racing more than I enjoyed the circle tracks. Drag racing never really caught my attention. I didn't know, and that's the big thing. I didn't know. But I also didn't know about the camaraderie that's down there with this. I overheard, I did not join in, but I did overhear many of the conversations, these guys and women, sitting there chatting about, the different things they've done with the car, how they tweak this, how they move that, different components they put in, different places they've gone with the cars. Yeah, and a lot of this is not racing cars. You know, these are folks that take the cars out. They go out with their friends, just like boating. Go out with your friends, and they take a road trip someplace. Great stuff. You know, for many, I bet you this is the Tuesday night road trip, and they stayed for a while. They moved on to something else. It was another car show I went to too, and it was early in the morning, and then it emptied out, and I was like, "Where they?" And I asked somebody, "It's like, where's everybody going?" They're going on to another one. It just goes show to show, throughout the day. There's one that starts at sunrise. It's like, how many people coming out at sunrise for these things? I'm told a lot. So, you know what? If hopefully the weather holds together this weekend. This is at the Miller's Ale House in Lake Grove. It's a fundraiser for Dana, and I'll find it. We'll add this one up tomorrow. I'll find out one of these different car shows. But it starts at sunrise. Sunrise. It's like, eh, well, this way they have the rest of the day free. Yeah, the rest of the day free to go visit other shows, and they go show to show. Doing it. I was like, you know, it's great stuff. It's great stuff. The money at visiting things, and last night I could tell you, if you want to give a food donation, the church is more than happy to take it. It helps them build up their pantry so they can give food away from what it is that they do. Dollar donation, it was that. They were asking for a buck. They were just asking for $1, $1. That's it. Show up, donate $1. They're happy. Think about it. You get hundreds of cars and spectators, right? And anybody that shows you'll give them $1. Not much, but it's a couple of $100 or maybe more, to the church. Church wins. It's a good thing. The food that gets donated too. Again, good thing. But it's not just the church winning, it's the community winning. And it's also this community winning. Great. It just that side of it's great. I think that side of it's really really something. And then we get out to this idea of what if there's a drag strip on the island? What does it look like? What does it look like? I can tell you what it looked like to me because again, I didn't see any of this stuff. Going back to this was never really an interest to me. Riverhead Raceway. It was exciting watching the cars go around in a circle, the figure eight, the demolition derby, that run with your brung kind of thing. You go around a circle, with your car. The road racing, got it. My son, we did a class with go-karts. Go-karts did about 40 miles an hour. Love the racing aspect of it. Getting in the carts and trying to figure out how to drive the thing. I don't think I ever asked what kind of engine was in there. Don't know. Didn't really care. I'm sure somebody else didn't really care. I wanted to know about how do I hit the apex of that turn? How do I get the car and me to drive as efficiently as possible where the cars don't slide and stuff like that? And I have no idea. I know. I had a lot of fun trying to do it. Going around a circle was one thing with those carts. Going in a road course kind of thing, which we did at Englishtown. Oh man, that was hard. Did it with my son. That was great. Driving, so much to learn. So then what was it? You deal with the drag racing. And it wasn't really, I didn't really see it. I didn't really see so many aspects of this thing until I went. I was at a business meeting earlier today, and it was online, one of these mastermind things. We talked about different markets and target markets to do and how we should not go into things with preconceived notions and be very open to different things. So true. So true. We look at that from a business standpoint. If we're operating a business, who's our target market? Should it be really clear? Yes, I do think it should be really clear as to who we best serve and the kind of person we best serve and all the rest of that, what our value add is and that kind of thing. But not to cut anybody out of it because we don't know what their situations are. Makes it a little bit more challenging when it comes to advertising. Where do you advertise? How do you advertise? And you know what I think the most important thing to do really is to share your value and then kind of let it flow a little bit as that goes. Obviously, when you get started, you want to go with the most obvious ones, but don't let preconceived notions cut you out. And maybe that's what I did here with the drag racing. Our preconceived notions never caught my attention until I started learning truly about it. Driving skill. Oh, you just go in straight line. All you gotta do is hold the wheel straight. Well, that might be true, but there's a lot more to it than just mashing down on the gas pedal and going. Didn't realize that until I started to learn more and more, started to ask questions, started to see it. Even taking that passenger ride with Tony, it was like, okay, green light. As I'm sitting there, it's like, wait for the green, see the green and go. No, it's not see the green and go. You see the green and then go, you lose. It takes too long to go from green to pushing down on the gas pedal or letting up on the clutch, whatever it is. It's a matter of timing it from that amber light, the second amber light, before that disappears. That's when you go. That takes skill. How much pressure do you put down on that gas pedal to make the car go? If you've got a lot of horsepower and those tires are going to spin if you mash down on the gas pedal, and that's not good. You're going to make a lot of noise, or you're going to make noise. The tires are going to spin. You're going to get the smoke. It's going to look interesting, but you're not going to go anyplace. That's not it. So depending upon your car, depending upon the amount of horsepower, the tires, and a whole mess of other things I couldn't tell you about, there's a lot more technique that goes into getting that car going, getting that car going as quickly as humanly possible. Hey, Chris can add to this thing a hell of a lot more than I can, but there's a lot more that goes into getting that car moving as fast as it can based on the type of road surface track that you're going. That's skill. That's amazing skill. And it's a different kind of skill than it would take to drive a car, a road course car, going around a turn. If you don't know, what does it take to go around a turn? You turn the wheel, you go around the turn. No. A lot more than that if you want to go around that turn efficiently. And a lot more that goes into getting that drag racing car, whether it's a street car, a powerful car, or whatever, getting off the line as quick as possible and then building up as much speed as quick as possible while remaining fully in control of that car. Holding the steering wheel straight. That's not the big thing on drag racing. Getting that gas pedal power to the tires to the street, tires to the track going. That's it. Road racing, it's not about ultimate speed. It's about the proper speed, going into the turn, coming out of the turn, going through the turn. It's all different. Here's what's the same. The community of people, that's the same. The camaraderie that's there. Walk around the pits. Go out to one of these places. Even walk around a car show or make it out to, any drag races, Riverhead Raceway, a NASCAR event, any event that you go to. Go meet the people there. They're all looking to help each other. They're all looking to help each other get better. We talk about this thing being tomato talk, right? Advancing through obstacles. Well, advancing through an obstacle happens in a lot of different places. And I don't mean this thing just from a negative standpoint. It's not. It's from a positive standpoint also. How do you continue to move through whatever obstacle is holding you back a little bit? How do you move through the obstacle that's keeping you from exploring what is possible? How do you get to that next level each and every time? Well, if you're driving a race car, or if you're driving a street car and want to go quickly, or you whatever, even if you're running a race, man, I ran a marathon a couple of times. Everybody wants to go a little bit quicker each and every time. Or maybe just run the event and feel better the next day after each and every time. That was my last goal on the last marathon. I wanted to finish it, have a good time, enjoy the moment, and be able to walk the next day. Something I was not able to do after the first one. Whatever it is, we all look to improve. That's the opportunity, constantly improving. And that's the same thing across the board at any of these things. That's the coolest thing that I've seen at a trade show with the right people, networking event, and all the rest of this stuff. Affiliate yourself with those people. If nothing else from today, affiliate with those people. That's how to really, truly achieve success. All right, look, I had a great time sharing those photos. I'll continue to improve upon my photo taking ability as we keep going. And thank you, folks, over at the Car Show. And Chris, it was an absolute pleasure chat with you last night too. I'll keep going down there. You know what the best thing about taking photos of those cars is? The cars don't complain if you got to take 15 photos to get it right. And that's a good thing. And the folks that own those cars love the photos too. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, my friends, no matter how you speak, whether it's through a photo or a graphic arts or whatever, remember, speak well, speak often, and live inspired. You just might inspire somebody else to do exactly the same. All right, let's go back to the photo. All right, Kat, what do you think?